Hello, I'm Al Edwards, Group Executive Editor for Loop. Today I'm here with Colm Delves, the CEO for Digicel, and we're talking about the progress made with the company, its evolution into a communications and entertainment provider. We're going to be talking about the financial progress of the company and the way the company is progressing. Hi there, Colm. How do you do?
Al. Very good. Good to see you again. It's great to be here, and I'd like to thank everybody, all our staff right around the world for tuning in, and hopefully you'll find this piece informative.
How do you see the competitive landscape in the market in which Digicel operates in?
Digicel thrives in an environment of competition. We came in as a challenger into the markets. I think on the cable side, the TV and broadband side, we are coming in as a challenger. You know, we are coming in against the incumbent, and the incumbent is Flow in many of our markets. I'm very pleased with the progress that we've made to date. And equally, I think what's a very relevant fact is that about 70% of the customers that we're taking on in our fiber to the home network are coming from Flow. You know, I think we thrive when the challenge is put to us and when new competition comes into the market or changes happen. I think we up our game. As I said, we love a fight. And when Claro came in, yes, they came in with some new ideas, and I think we responded really well. We actually ended up purchasing Claro and growing our market share. Similarly, in Haiti, for example, we also acquired the ColmCorrected business there, and new competition came in the form of the Vietnamese in Vitel. And we now have 4.4 million customers in Haiti. So we thrive in an environment of competition.
So that's very much part of the group's DNA.
Absolutely. I think it forces us to look at what are we doing well, what are we doing not so well, and how we can up our game. We're a bit like pole vaulters. We like to raise the bar all the time.
That's very good. Tell me about the opportunities out there for Digicel now. What do you see?
I see a lot of opportunities. As I said, we are and have been evolving into a total communications and entertainment provider. We're seeing significant, like 25% growth in non-voice revenues is significant. I think we can grow that more. I believe, for example, that business solutions in our region, and there's independent figures to support this, could be up to a $3 billion US market. So we're only at the tip of the iceberg. I think we can grow that significantly going forward. I think we can grow TV, we can grow content, we can grow diaspora revenues. There's a lots of growth areas in our existing markets for Digicel. So, the important thing that we've been doing over the last 3-4 years has been investing in our networks to ensure that we were able to avail of those opportunities. So over the last 4 years, and this wouldn't be a well-known fact, but we have invested over $2 billion US. That's between our mobile network, our TV network, HFC, submarine capacity, across the gamut. And that excludes acquisitions. We've invested $2 billion.
$2 billion. That's a significant investment.
It's huge.
Tell me a little bit about your acquisitions.
Yeah, we've made a number of acquisitions over the course of the last year. We bought the Bermuda Telephone Company, which was a good acquisition for us. They were a fixed line operator, also supplied broadband. So again, it allowed us to expand the range of services by combining it with our mobile business in Bermuda. We also bought ColmCorrected, which is an ICT business in the South Pacific. We bought Paymaster here in Jamaica, and we also bought Prism Financial Services, which is based out of Barbados. So we have been diversifying our revenues and our revenue streams, and then using these as platforms to get further revenue growth. And then since our financial year end, in April actually, we acquired Sky Pacific. So that also moved us into direct-to-home TV right across our Pacific footprint and beyond.
Does the ability to make these acquisitions in diverse areas of business, does it serve to offset perhaps currency depreciations?
It does. We've been used to having currency depreciation, but I would say that last financial year it was particularly acute, the level of currency depreciation. So it was like a perfect storm in that we saw significant depreciation in the PNG Kina, we saw it in the Haitian Gird, we saw it in the Jamaican dollar, and also in the euro relative to the US dollar, which impacts our French West Indies markets. So that, and also, as I said, voice is declining. So voice has been declining. So worldwide phenomenon has been somewhat commoditized. Hence, we have to diversify and develop all these new revenue streams so that overall the business is growing.
Okay. How did you perform in the last financial year?
We showed growth overall, so on a constant currency basis, so ignoring the impact of that Forex that we just spoke about, we grew our revenues by 3% to $2.7 billion US dollars. And we also grew our EBITDA, which is our earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. We grew that by 9% on a constant currency basis. And that's stripping out, say, our fiber to the home losses.
Yes.
But, if you're looking like for like, ignoring the currency, 9% growth. So we're very pleased with that.
That seems to be probably better than companies like Vodafone did and other companies, telcos.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. And, I think we want to maintain that level of growth because, as you said, we do need to compensate for currency depreciation. I do think that we are seeing the level of currency depreciation slow down. Papua New Guinea, Kenya for the last 8 weeks has been very steady, for example, and long may that continue. But what's under our control is using all the investment that we've made and all these growth levers to ensure that we continue to drive the business and continue to grow the business. That's in our interest as employees, it's also in the interest of the shareholders, and I think relative to our peers, we will be able to demonstrate a far superior performance.
After 15 years, Digicel has grown tremendously, but what do you see as the pitfalls? How do you see the change in landscape? What do you see as things that you have to look out for, as they would say, the bear traps?
Yeah, I think we can never rest on our laurels. We have to be acutely aware of what's happening on the technology space. And, rather than pushing back on technology developments, we need to embrace it and then see how we can capitalize on the developments in order to drive our own revenues. I think LTE in Jamaica is an example. That technology is available. It's 3G plus super powered. We were the first company to deploy LTE here in Jamaica. We've also deployed it in several other markets. That's a technology we embrace. And then when I look at some of the OTTs and the likes of the Facebooks, etc., we've learned to work with those companies, and we can see them as opportunities to drive the business going forward. So we can't be complacent on what's happening from a technology point of view. Currency, we talked about, it's something that we always need to be mindful of, and it has impacted the business, but I often see that it's cyclical. Currencies appreciate, but they also appreciate.
Right.
And the important thing is that we have the foundations of the business really solid so that we can capitalize on growth. Again, I take Papua New Guinea as an example. I was there 2 months ago. And it was interesting because previously people would say about Papua New Guinea that it was impacted as an emerging market because of the natural resources decline and demand over the last 12, 18 months. However, I was seeing a lot of people from the oil companies and the gas companies back in Papua New Guinea. So, oil is stabilized, it's actually increased somewhat. So we are now seeing more foreign direct investors in our markets. So because we've been investing in our networks, I think we're in a really strong position now to capitalize on that investment on a go-forward basis. Not just on voice, but on data, but on business solutions, TV, the whole gambit of various business areas that we're involved in now.
Okay, can you just tell us a little bit more about LTE and what do you see LTE doing for consumers in digital markets?
What LTE does is it gives you much faster data speeds, and so your experience is even better than the current HSPA plus technology that's out there. We've deployed it in several markets as we speak. So we have it in Cayman, we have it in Antigua, we have it in Jamaica, we have it in Papua New Guinea, amongst others. And our plans is in due course to roll it out right across our footprint.
For the last 15 years, if you were out and you said, for instance, that you worked for Digicel, it would command a certain level of respect and people would pay attention to that. What are you looking for now going forward with a Digicel employee? What do you think that would now mean?
Well, I sincerely hope and expect that the same level of pride would
Yes.
still continue with our employees. I think, what we have to continuously do as a business is question the norm, think outside the box, look at new opportunities and how we can grow and develop the business. So, I would hope that the stereotypical Digicel employee is full of pride, full of passion, maybe a bit of a maverick, and always looking at new opportunities for the business.
How do you see the future of Digicel?
I'm very, very optimistic about the future of Digicel. I think, we are in a unique position, having, invested heavily in the business to do something that has never really been done successfully elsewhere, and that is being this total communications and entertainment provider. Everything from the traditional voice to data to TV to broadband, everywhere.
And news.
And news and advertising and financial services. Anywhere, our goal is that when anybody of our customers wake up in the morning, from the time they wake up, the time they go to bed, Digicel is constantly touching them in one way or another. And that's why I'm particularly excited about the future of the business. I think we have, made some very good strategic decisions in how we have directed the business, and now it's very much an execution phase, and I think we're in a unique position to deliver on that going forward.
Okay, what message would you like to send out to your staff?
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank all the staff. I think, we have been in a transition mode over the last 3 years. We've invested a huge amount of money across our networks, across our footprint. And the fruits of that investment, I think, are going to come true over the next 12, 18 months. We're on a journey. We're on a journey of transformation to a total communications and entertainment provider. And I think there's a lot of exciting stages to come over the course of the next couple of years. And again, I want to thank them. And it's a very exciting phase in the company's development.
Okay, thank you very much.